Is it possible to build a bridge to the Ashlands? Well, today I'm going to try and find out, but I'm also going to be doing a whole slew of other stuff like building an Ashlands base and just exploring, getting a whole bunch more stuff done and getting some of our base organized. But all of this is taking place in PermaDeath, and most of it is taking place in the Ashlands, which means if I have one little mistake, I lose my entire character and world, something that I have over 100 hours in at this point. Before we get started, I'm currently trying to make it to 10,000 subscribers, and if you guys could help me get there, that would mean a lot to me, and thank you guys so much for watching. Alright, last episode, we built, boom, our flaming sword. Now, while it can be upgraded, that's not my main goal today, and while it might be something that I do, it's not the main goal. Today, we're starting a couple projects. You see, this base is great, but if I'm gonna live in this world forever, I gotta start building some really memorable, cool things. And I have two ideas, so if you guys didn't see the movie, no problem. I will totally explain everything. And I mean, there's not that much to explain. We're just building some stuff. But this is a huge mountain with two really steep peaks that I want to build on. And the Ashlands I want to base at. Now, a long time ago in the hardcore series, I really thought that I could build a bridge to the Ashlands by raising the ground. And I never really got to try. So what I think I do today, it's going to take a long time because I'm on 1x. And, you know, it's just going to take a long time. What I think I do is I'm just going to go get a couple thousand stone. Maybe I make some carts or something and take them with me. And we're going to go down to the shore of some part of the Ashlands and start building up. Now, we could either build a base there, but I also have an idea to make a bone maw spawner there. Yesterday, I did a bunch of research into how Valheim spawns, renders, and maintains the world in chunks, how automatic farms could possibly be made, which I'll tell you right now, they probably won't be able to be made without mods, and how a bunch of other stuff was made. And I do think I could make a couple slightly more automatic farms for things like bone maw meat. That also being said, I have added one more mod today. So we have obviously the one on the top right of the screen, just so you guys know what day it is, because it helps you guys keep track of the video. But also I have a mod that keeps all fires lit. Because again, for builds, it's going to look really nice. It doesn't seem to be working with them though, so I may have to reload the world or something. But we'll see. Anyways, for right now, maybe these just have to be lit once. We'll see. The idea, though, is that I can put up torches and stuff without having to worry about, you know, having to fuel them constantly for cool builds. But I wanted to wait till we got everything progression-wise done, like getting this sword built, Hilder's Quest done, and the big game beat before I really worked on that, before I really used that, because I didn't want anybody to think that there was some foul play going on with mods. So, that is in the game now. We got some stuff. I'm going to go grab some stone, and I think we're going to go attempt to flatten the Ashlands, which is going to be kind of odd, but again, it could either result in a base, a bone maw trap, or me completely failing. Okay, I think this is the area I'm gonna start with. So I have a portal to put down. We'll start over here, and I'm just gonna start seeing like how far out can you really raise the ground of the Ashlands. I want to see if I can make like a boat or like a boat dock or something. I don't know. But I jumped out of the boat the other day, like, on the edge of the Ashlands, as far out as you can pretty much be, like, close to mainland again. And the water was not that deep. I could see the bottom of it. I don't know if you could quite build up from it, but I think if you could raise up the ground, you would at least be close enough to place, like, stone pillars to hold something up. So there's a chance that we might actually be able to make a bridge all the way out of the Ashlands. And if I can do that, that means that I can flatten enough ground to make a ginormous flat part of the Ashlands, which would be really insane, but kind of sick. Dude, what the fuck is wrong with the game? I'm gonna have to block off spawns over here. I'm gonna have to worry about a whole bunch of stuff. And the only problem I see with doing this is I really do see that there could be a problem with, I don't know, the sound issue. The horrendous sound bugs that happen over by the water. I mean, they happen everywhere in the Ashlands, but the water is the worst area. And so, if that's going to be a consistent thing, I might not necessarily want to be over here that much, but I don't know that there's much else I get to pick from. So, we'll get a portal up over here. I got plenty of stone to start with and to try and test this with, but for right now, it's, I don't know, it's just going to be kind of testing time. I don't really know how this is going to go or if it's even going to be cool or anything like that. I'm gonna try and do my best to make it something cool. Okay, this is... It's looking good and bad, so I've got a couple things that I've thought of so far. So, will I be able to do this? I think so, actually. So this is how, this is how far I've made it with just a tiny bit of stone. This was like 150 stone, 200 stone. So, if I go break some plains pillars, I should be able to at least get my distance pretty easily. The problem I'm experiencing right now is waves. Waves are kind of a problem. Waves get quite high. The further you go out, they even get crazier, and during storms and stuff, we could have a whole base underwater if we really built it on this. But if I find a spot like closer to land where I can build it up higher than this, and then just have this be the base layer of land that I build up, then that's good. But I got to be careful because you get hot when you're in the water and you start burning to death, and that's not something I want at all. So I think what I'm going to go do, I'll break a plains pillar or two, and we're just going to start seeing how far out I can get this single lane bridge. This is going straight north. And then, like, it's going perfectly north if I line up with it. So, we'll see how far we can get the single lane bridge out. If it goes all the way out to the edge of the Ashlands, like, out to here, that would be really insane. I don't think it quite will go that far. But this does... The other thing I'm thinking, so I told you guys I might want to do a bone maw meat farm, which might be possible. The other thing that's looking like it's very possible is possibly having a vulture farm. And I cannot imagine if you could farm vulture meat super easily by any means, because they really like to spawn out in the water or near the shoreline. And if you extend the shoreline, I don't know if other stuff can really spawn out there or if it would just be vultures and bone maws. But if it was just vultures and bone maws, those are the two good types of like meat that you can get in the Ashlands. It's like every type of meat would be farmable then, and then it's just down to the other ingredients. So we'll see what happens, but for right now, plains pillars, build out, and I guess I am actually doing this. I guess we're actually going to try and flatten the Ashlands today. Oh my god, I thought this was going to be a meme at first. Alright, we are one plains pillar deep in raising the ground now. Those seem to be slightly out of my active area. Can I snipe that guy? Nope. Nor can I snipe that one. So, this is what it looks like, though, right now. It is going better than I thought. It's still fairly calm, but it's also taking a lot more stone than I thought. But this is good. I mean, even... How far are we from the Ashlands now? From the edge. I mean, we've actually moved... I'm trying to think of, like, how far that is. Use my fingers on screen. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5. Maybe 5 plains pillars out would be enough stone. 5 times this length. Let's go get another plains pillar and see how far it takes us. Again, I want to try and like get a really big flat area because I think I could build a base out here. But even just bridging to the edge of the Ashlands would be sick. Imagine if I made it far enough out where you could, as a player, just bring a longship. That would be insane. I kind of want to try it. Why specifically, other than the build? I don't really have a reason other than the building part of it, but I'm kind of down to just do it for the builds, because at this point there's not that much more progression. I'm kind of just building a world and a story and preparation for the deep north that will eventually come. But I've had ideas like this, and it's the first time I've ever gone to try them. So I think I still have a little bit more. Oh, maybe that wasn't a full plains pillar, actually. There might still be some stone in a chest back here. And also, this new area is going to have a different type of storage area that will actually fit everything in the way that I'm used to, so we won't have this insane amount of shit on the ground everywhere. But let's go. Oh, do I have more stone over here? Alright, I got a tiny bit more. We'll go. There's another pillar out right there. There's another one up that way. There's one right there. There's some of the actual like rocks themselves that I can either use locks to break or break myself. So I got a lot of stone at my like side, even just here right now. But I do gotta watch. I'm still in the Ashlands, and food, I'm taking so long to build this, and I know I'm gonna take a long time to build this, and food is gonna become a problem, because things like that Morgan that are just hanging out outside the portal are like, they could just walk out on the bridge, and then I'm screwed if I don't have good enough food to fight them. So I need to at least have like 200 health if I can. It's getting a little dangerous. not be having that. Maybe I'll go grab that bone maw meat real quick. Okay, this is going to be coming back with the second stone pillar. There's a third one over there that I can go grab. I think there's one more down that way as well. This is going way better than I thought it would, and I think at the point now where I'm completely loaded out of the shore of the Ashlands, and I've moved my portal out onto the bridge with me. So there's no Morgans, there's no lava blobs, there's really nothing messing with me too much. I'm not saying that something couldn't, but if I move my portal out to the end of the bridge now, there's no way. It's just going to be vultures and bone maws for quite a while, I think. What I'm debating is, do I build an actual bridge on this and then a structure off to the side of it and make like bridge to the Ashlands? Or do I do something different? Because this is, dude, this is insane actually. So let's get around this. This is how far out we are currently. Now it's not like, you know, we can go further. I don't know what's up with that vulture out there. He's just barely out of range, but like, I think we're like a third of the way there with 2 pillars, which means 6 total pillars to do this entire thing. And this is, I mean, this is just what I've been doing. The waves have gotten slightly more extreme, but aside from like a few rogue waves, I haven't had anything too bad happen to me yet. Like, we've had a couple like this where I'm kind of hanging out in the water, but having the flame metal armor on stops you from getting the heat stuff, like where you start to heat up and die. The flame metal armor makes that not completely gone, but take a lot longer to happen, so I can kind of swim around for a little bit if I have to. But this is crazy. And here's the thing, right? I think I said this earlier. Even if I get to a point where I can't put it... Okay, that's all of this. If I get to a point where I can't put, like, the stone this high, I can still raise it as high as I can and build stone pillars under it. Now, that might be more difficult. But, like, look at this. Oh, okay, there is... I may need more workbenches to block spawns. I think these guys are spawning down here now. But that's sick, actually. Look at this. If I put another workbench or 2 down here, I think this is a completely safe spot. And here's the thing. If they start... Actually, I'm not going to, because if they start spawning on this bridge, I get to start testing my... I get to start testing my other things that I thought about. My spawn area traps and stuff, so... We're gonna go break that next pillar. Maybe move my portal a little further out, but dude, this is getting ridiculous. I actually think this is gonna work though, which is even crazier to me. I didn't necessarily think this was gonna even go that far, and while it's still not there yet, even right now I could build a pretty sick castle on the water from that far out, so I'm pretty happy with it so far. And I am thinking about keeping some of the spikes to support like a really tall castle or something. I don't know yet though. Okay. Third pillar, I feel like, had a lot more stone to it and had a decent amount of progress that just got us, like, I don't know. I'm to the point now where it's, like, getting a little bit ridiculous. Let's go out there and look, because I'm going to have to do a little bit, like, of planning after this. So I do have to really think about, am I going to build a base on this or a bridge or both? So, like, you know, I could build some sort of bridge thing like this. I could build a separate thing where there's a bridge going and then there's a castle alongside it. I could do whatever I want. I don't really have a time limit or anything. I just have your guys' attention limit, which, you know, could be small or long. Depends. But I gotta just, like, figure out what I want to do. I have a lot of time to play today, so I'm really not worried about that in any sense. I just want to make it look as good as I can and also make it somewhat functional. So this is the end of the bridge right now. You can't even see the Ashlands. So what I will say is, after the waves go away, I think we are kind of back out in the ocean a little bit, which is not... I don't know that we'll be able to build it up. What I think would actually be insanely amazing would be if I could build up to this Mistlands, but that is... I'm sorry, that is... Wait. It doesn't ever become ocean. I wonder if I could actually walk it out that far. Dude, if I can build a bridge to the mainland from the Ashlands, that may become the new goal. Then I will do a bridge. If I can get all the way out there, I'll do a bridge. What I'm thinking is a three wide raised Groston bridge and stone with like stone arches under it. That's what I think would be sick. It'd be so much Groston and stone, but I think it'd be worth it. The thing that I gotta think about if I'm gonna do some insanely large builds, and I know this seems like really out there, but it is actually true. There's not a limited amount of stone in the world because Grey Dwarfs drop it, but there is a limited amount of Groston. So I need to be like, I mean, I don't need to use it carefully, but I need to understand I don't have unlimited Groston builds possible. I do have to like budget the Groston of the map ever so slightly. So if I'm going to use a bunch on that bridge, that's fine, but I probably shouldn't build 5 bridges. I should probably only build 1. From there, if I want to build... Dude, I don't even know what I would build if I got that all the way out. But you would literally be able to walk to the Ashlands. The reason that that's crazy... Imagine being able to do that in, like, a regular playthrough. Like, you just don't beat Queen. You just stone yourself all the way to the Ashlands. Just stone, walk, raise ground, and just walk. So, alright, I guess we're going to get more stone. That just changed the goal of the episode. I was originally going to try and flatten the Ashlands. What I'm worried about is... I don't know how long it would take to build that. So, I think it's the... So again, I learned some about spawning stuff yesterday. I think the active area in which stuff can spawn is a 3x3 of 64 meter things. So if you built 24 of these long, 24 of these foundations long, or... Yeah, I think it's 24 of these foundations long, something like that. 24 of those are 12 Groston foundations, or 12 by 12 of them, then that would be your active area. So I would have to make it at least that wide across, and for a portion of the bridge that would be that long, that would be a lot of stone. It's definitely possible. I just don't know if it's worth it yet. So I don't, again, I gotta like, I have a lot of time, but I want to spend it in a way that makes sense. So we have plenty more pillars to go break in just this plains alone, and more plains to go to. There's still the plains over by Hilder and a whole bunch of other plains, but oh my god, we might actually be able to... I can't imagine what that's going to look like if I can bridge all the way back to the Mistlands from the Ashlands. It's going to be ridiculous. Okay, we have reached the first problem. First really big problem, actually. This is out too far. This is where it starts to get too deep. So there is a bridge under here, but it's like, it's kind of under the water. Now, that's not that much of a problem. I can stand on it and build it. The problem is that I can't put the workbench down anywhere. That's the main problem I'm having. So I gotta go get some wood, and I'm gonna have to carry like a little like thing to stack up to keep the workbench going. If it continues to get deeper like that, once I get like waist deep in the water, I'm gonna have to start to come up with something. I've made it out far enough to be happy with a build out there, but that's not the best, so I would like to not, you know, I'd like to have it not sit like that. I'd much rather have it be above the water, but who knows, maybe we'll hit like a sandbar or something and it will come back up. But if not, we're going to still try and push forward. Maybe I'll have to do Groston pillars or something for part of it. Maybe we'll have to do some sort of like supports from the bottom to keep it going. I have no clue. But this is the first, like, fairly large problem that we're reaching, where, like, the limits of Valheim do not want me to do this at all. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to build up, like, something like this. I mean, it shouldn't be that hard, right? This will also give... See, that's the other thing. I'm also going to start catching on fire a little bit. And I don't know that I can raise the ground... If I lined it up really well with stone foundations, I might be able to walk out there. But that's going to start costing a lot of stone, and I need iron for that. So, I have no clue. We'll figure it out. I'm going to try not to fall in the water for right now. But this may be the highest that it can go. And if we start getting big waves or something, it could be a problem. Holy shit, I have officially reached the actual Ash Ocean. Dude, it's so difficult to build now, but I'm to the point of really wanting to do it. So I'm having to build over it and then stand on top and then raise the ground. Not easy, but it doesn't seem to be getting that much deeper. So if it stayed, to be truthful, if it did stay like this all the way to the Mistlands, I could make it. And then I could build like a single pillar Y-shaped like bridge on top of it, which would be kind of insane. And not necessarily the vibe I wanted to go for, but I think I've used 6 pillars of stone, which is about, they're about 3/4 of a chest. So, but yeah, you can hear that I finally have the music for the it's I know it from editing because I have the Valheim soundtrack downloaded. This is the dangers of sailing to the Ashlands, which means, I mean, we're almost out to this ocean part. I would say I'm about a third of the way there. Holy crap, this is taking so long. But again, I'm honestly down for the challenge at this point. I don't know if anybody's done this, so I'm down. I'm going to have to mine through this because I want it to go straight. But holy crap, dude, this is ridiculous. It is getting a little dangerous for my character as well. It's permadeath. I don't have that good of food, which I'm actually going to go back to base and fix real quick. And I've actually almost gotten steamed a few times getting stuck in the water, like trying to get over my own build. So it is getting a little bit dangerous. I wish there was some sort of mechanic where I could look over the edge of something without, you know, being able to fall off of it. But I think I'm going to have to resort to a new plains. I just don't know which one. I think if I grab the Elder Portal, which won't be here, it's currently like right here. I think if I grab it and run across this way, I remember there's another plains up here, and that honestly could go around to this one, or I could boat over to this one. So there's a chance that I get enough stone for this. We also still have Hilder, which should have some, but yeah, there's not that many over there. I'm trying to think. There was a lot by Yagluth, but there's a lot by the Sealed Tower, but we don't have portals to either of those anymore. So I think for right now, my quickest option is to move the Elder Portal over to this side and see if we can find some more stone things. But that, dude, we're like out actually in the ocean now. The waves are going to get a lot crazier. The engineering of this is going to start to take wood and stone and maybe even a stone cutter to build like Grost and stuff. But I think there's a chance in my mind that it actually might be possible to do this, which now it's become just a complete challenge apart from the build that I wanted to do. And if I get to do the build I wanted to do, that's still cool. Well, I was right to come over here. Holy crap. That is too... Oh, but here's the thing that I gotta think about, right? This is another thing. What if I want to build at one of these and build like a giant towery plains base? I've built one of those before, but I have a lot more building knowledge. Oh my god, this is a beautiful spot. Man, that one's like built up against it. I almost want to save these two. I'm just thinking like, oh, or one of the, oh my god, those three next to each other are so cool. Like, I'm imagining if I could build like a stone archway off of them and build like a base up top there. We're gonna leave those for now. I'm okay not sacrificing those. We're gonna mark this actually as 3-pillar base. Maybe that's a future build. For now, I'm okay not sacrificing those. There are plenty of other stone pillars over here. That would be such a sick, like, location build for a base that I would be fine to leave them and get stone elsewhere. The other thing that I could do if I really wanted stone is I could use this and remove a building of this variety just because it wouldn't be that difficult. So I think we're going to do this for a little bit of extra stone. And then just kind of keep doing what I'm doing. But yeah, this is an insane area for stone. And that may be a future build. So I ought to keep that one in mind. I'm going to get some more of this over here. Keep doing the same thing I've been doing. And I'll bring you guys back once I've actually made significant progress. But it literally could be a few hours. Just thought I'd bring you guys back to show you that. Well, I have been moving considerably slower now. But we are to this. I actually don't know how this is going to work at all. This seems to be, this one and maybe that one seem to be the only two like really big ones right now that'll be in the way. We are so close to exiting the actual Ashlands water to where we'll be out into the open. And the waves are getting so much bigger. It's taking so many more resources to put this together. It's getting so much longer between check-ins with you guys. And it's getting difficult. But again, I'm just set to doing the challenge now. Now I just got to figure out how I'm getting rid of this rock. I think I can just mine it, but with the waves and stuff, it might not be as easy as I wish it would be. And I also don't know, do you have to like mine these from the top? Or do they, like, how small of sections do these break in? Oh shit! Oh, I don't love this. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'm gonna have to, like, break a decent amount of this out, like, dig a tunnel through it. Dude, this is crazy, though. That's nuts how far that goes. Oh, I can't imagine if there was actually a bridge built on this. I mean, obviously the whole thing wouldn't render, but, like, just seeing an infinite bridge to the Ashlands. The other thing that I want to think is how much Groston is this going to take? I'm a little scared about that question, but I think if I just get some lava blobs to help me at all of my different portals around this one specifically has really big, and this one has really big structures around it, so hopefully that's enough stuff. Oh my god, this rock is going to take forever to break. That one's going to take forever to break. This is going to be a long process. Hopefully this... Oh, these give Groston, don't they? Alright, well, maybe I'll have to make a Groston chest for whatever this drops. But this is going to be... I think this is going to be quite difficult. Okay, I may be reaching the edge of what's possible here, but I might not be. We just may have to think outside the box a little bit with some different tools. So... I am quite far out now, past the rocks ever so slightly, like I'm at like the end of that rock. Really haven't moved much as far as this goes. I'm like finally hitting the edge of the ocean. But my thoughts are I can, one, bring a boat, where is... Closest boat's right here. That wouldn't be that bad, I don't think. But I just really can't reach, like, this is definitely possible. It's the waves. The waves are by far the worst part. Like, if I come down here, and also it's so dark. Actually, let's come back in the morning and see if it makes it any better. I may just have to only work during the morning. But yeah, this is... Let's run back towards the beginning real quick. Just to get an appreciation for what this looks like. It's been about an hour, I think, since I've checked in. I don't know. It's been a long time. I've been at this for 6 hours now, which is insane. But look at this. Once again, though, imagining an actual, like, bridge on this would be so cool. So that's the other option. The other option is if I do get really bored of just absolutely getting fucked by the waves out there for a little bit, I could get some Groston and start to design the bridge and bring it out this way. And then after I do that for a while, maybe I would feel better about continuing the build. But I feel like I should really get... Here's the thing. If I can, at minimum, which this is a really, like... I say at minimum, this is way further than I thought I'd be able to get, but now that I'm here, if I could make it out past the edge of the spikes, that's where I would minimally like to go. Even further than that, if I could make it to where I could park a longship at it, that would be sick. And then the ultimate goal would be to make it to the Mistlands. But the Mistlands honestly may have to have a whole bunch of, like, I may have to go out there with a longship, build the Mistlands out towards the Ashlands, and then, like, connect them with flame metal or iron beams or something crazy like that. Might have to be really insane to get that actually out there. But let's sleep real quick and go look. I really haven't made, like, I haven't made a ton of progress in the last hour of doing this, hour or two, and I haven't made... Like, I haven't used that much stone or wood. I haven't moved that much. And that's not because I haven't spent a lot of time. It's just getting really hard to progress. But if I can find a way to deal with the waves, we'll be fine. Trying to think. Is there anything that stops the waves? Alright, more time has passed. I'm out of... That last pillar was... I just broke the last pillar in that plains that's not a part of my 3-pillar system. To be 100% fair, it did start going a lot faster after I got past that rock. That rock really slowed me down, and I think this one might do the same. But this one's not as bad, I don't think. This one's not nearly as, like... I'm just going to have to clip the edge of it off as I go past. I don't think I have nearly as much. And I'm definitely not, like... I don't know, I'm definitely not moving quickly here, but, like... I don't know, we're out in the actual ocean part now. Still moving significantly slower than we were, but I'd say we're halfway there. If I actually continue this, which I think I'm going to, like, the ocean seems to have stopped getting deeper also. So it seems like if I continue this the way that I'm doing it and trying to keep track of it and stuff, that it will likely work. I might have done this too early. It's just going to be a pain in the butt. However, if it is possible, I'll spend the next couple real-life days doing this, because I'm thinking about how cool of a build this could be when it's done, and how much stuff could get added to it when it's done. and what this could lead into for our Ashlands part of the playthrough. And I just don't know that there's much else that I want. Like, I think really crazy cool builds that take days and days and days and are really difficult are kind of exactly what I was looking for. So, not think about zooming out this far. But yeah, this is currently where we're at. We're gonna have to go find another plane soon. That's gonna be a nice little journey. I don't know why right now I can't seem to find where the ground is at, but I'll figure it out here in a minute. Oh, there we go. Where did that pop up at? I saw it for a second. But yeah, we are moving again. Not super fast, but not nearly as slow as it took us to pass the rock. So I kind of understand how to like angle my camera now to keep it, to kind of like keep it moving as we go out. So trying not to waste too much stone because obviously that increases time. I keep getting kind of bumped off the bridge and having to swim back, so stairs are going to be really important as I do this. But nothing's really... I've had like 1 or 2 bone maws spawn, a couple of vultures hit me, and when I go to mine that rock, more vultures are hit me. But so far, it's been like pretty safe out here. I'm okay with the amount of health that I have. If anything, the stam for swimming back is probably more important. And we shall continue out into the great beyond of the Ashlands and the insane journey that I have decided to embark on. Oh, it is the morning of day 272. I'm actually making really good progress on building the bridge. So it does not look as pretty as I wanted it to, I'll be honest, but it is. I found a way to make it consistent and stable, so that was the important part. And if I needed to expand it, I would be able to. So let's go out here and look. This is just with a tiny bit of Groston, like the bit I had and the bit that was left on the ground back at the other base from a couple lava blobs, like through the stone portal. This is what we have. Now, no, it's not nearly as long as it has to be, but just give me some time. This is what the underside looks like. It's 2 side-by-side walls that are halfway on the outer ones and connected in the middle of this middle one. So... also, they're not actually blue, they're about green, but it takes a while after coming through this for that to register. So, the reason that this is good is I can stack multiple walls down like this, and so in the parts where it starts to go underwater, this will be really easy to keep it stable. I wanted the archway look, but I was thinking, like, those were barely supported, and if they were stacked up on a taller pillar, it might not support further down the line. So this just makes more sense. And it's really easy to build this. I can literally snap one like this, snap 2 more out from that, more Groston on top, good to go. That's how everything's been going. So now I just gotta go find a decent source of Groston that doesn't get me killed. And this should start to go really fast. Also, from this, it should be a little bit easier to build in my mind. Just because it's like, I don't know, it's a consistent distance apart, unlike my walls that are just standing out there. And it's just a little bit like flatter, like I can walk back and forth, look down a little easier. I just feel like it'll be easier to get into, easier to look around with. So, it's gonna take a long time. I've already been building this bridge for 8.5 hours. And it's been pretty painful building process just because, you know, 8.5 hours of stone and Groston. But it has been really cool to see it progress. And I think it's gonna start picking up fairly quickly. Once I get this part done, it'll probably go back to being fairly slow. And it will probably take me 2 to 3 real-life days to build this. But really, in the scheme of, like, making a video and doing cool builds in a world, it's not that insane. It's nothing to be, like, going absolutely crazy over. So, yeah, this is the structure that I've been getting the Gross. Oh, there's 29. Is there more over here? Oh, yeah, there is. Let's go. It's stone, I'll take that too. This is kind of what I've been doing though, is like lava blobs blow this shit up and then I just have a ton to work with, so that's what I've been working on. I will target a building, not that one specifically, but a building about that shape soon. But I'm just kind of using all the places that I know have been destroyed over time to start this build and get it kind of like set up. But this is a really quick way to... Groston really does not take long to get. It's just dangerous to be in the Ashlands for, you know, without the best food, without like being ready to fight. It's a little dangerous, but that is what we got going on. I'm going to continue that design all the way till we get out to the wood portion. It will probably take me another hour or 2. So it'll probably be day like 275 by the time we're out there. But we got a stonecutter out there and everything, so, I mean, obviously we had the stonecutter last clip, but we ran that from here. So literally all the hard parts are pretty much done. It's just, can I get the gross done now? And will anything stupid happen while I'm trying to get the gross done? Which hopefully the answer is no. Okay. The bridge has gotten, we're almost to the rock, which is good. It's starting to get, not more like super difficult. It actually got slightly easier, but now it's 2 walls high. So that's fine. What I brought you guys back to show you was the idea of having a farm along this bridge is working. Because there's no longer a workbench, the spawn radius goes down slightly, meaning that vultures are spawning close enough to anger and fight on the water. And it's actually making it a really efficient way to get food. Especially if I like did something like kill all of the vultures in an area, block the entire active area except for one spot, causing them to all spawn in one area. That might be a really crazy farm, but that is the length. I mean, it's slightly long. It seems to be slightly longer than render distance is the length of the bridge so far. But, I mean, that's sick that stuff is spawning again because it's stuff that I'm able to fight. I'm not really hoping for bone maws because they could actually really fuck up my bridge, but this is what the bridge currently looks like. And we are almost to the rock, which the rock is going to be a really big, like, not stopping point, but like it's gonna be hard to get through. So how much more do I have after this rock? I kind of forgot how far I've gotten because it's been a fat second. Oh god, there's still quite the way to go. I will say though, if stone hasn't become the biggest pain in the ass to place that far out, I definitely think the entire bridge idea is going to work really well. I am just slightly worried right now that I'm not going to be able to figure out how to place the stone and that that's going to suck. But so far the way I've been doing it has been fine. Alright, I think I've got a system going now that's allowing me to build a lot quicker. We're up to here. Oh god, I've been recording for 10.5 hours building this bridge. It looks absolutely insane and it's staying above most of the waves. There's been a couple storm waves, like this one might come up over a little bit, but generally it's going pretty well. Also feel like it's not, I'm not gonna call it realistic, but I feel like having like the let's see, that one came up a little bit. Having like the like slits going through the bottom of the bridge, like perpendicular to the waves, is like a way that I guess you could stop the bridge from weathering, which isn't obviously gonna be realistic or happening, but yeah, pretty insane. So, this is what we're looking at now. It is quite ridiculous, actually. Once we hit this rock, it'll be a little difficult, but I didn't know how long it was going to take me to hit this rock. So, first of all, I'm out of stone, like, I'm out of stone pillars, so I've been breaking the big, like, stone rocks in the different planes, just because I want to exhaust every stone thing before I sail to another planes. I'm trying not to get too lazy with that. But I've also been having to, like, I'm not gonna say recoup resources because I'm really not keeping them, but like get rid of all this old shit that I built and also make, like I said, the system that goes into doing this is very like, I don't know, it's getting quicker, but it's the deeper it gets, the harder it gets. It's not gotten that much worse yet. Oh no. But as the waves start to pick me up and stuff, it does become a little more difficult. But this is the process right now. Luckily, it's perfectly, like, it's not quite a wall out, but there's a way that you can snap it that it just, everything fits together. So, this is how we're building right now. This is going to be, I mean, I'm just thinking, like, okay, I'm trying to imagine, like, what a base out here would look like. Or something like a base. I don't really know how a base could do because, you know, you have to build out a Grosson if you don't want it to burn, but then you can't because it's already fairly unsupported. But if we do make it out of the Ashlands with this, I feel like there's a good chance that we could build it like on the ocean between the Ashlands and here. And that would be like, if we could build it like out here, that would be really sick. I don't know, we'll see. Even if this just stays a bridge with no base or no anything on it, it is still a pretty sick bridge. Is it taking more time than I thought? Yeah, but that kind of explains why nobody's that I've seen has done this yet. Again, I'm not saying I'm the first to do it, but I have not seen anybody do this yet. So, and also the other thing that I wonder is this the best place? Because I feel like I could have gone from here and made this way easier. But this is way more epic and difficult and awesome. Ouch. And that's why we can't have a wooden building here. Unless we had actual, like, bone generators with the, you know, all of the blocking power. But yeah, once we get past this, that last workbench out there is as far as we've gone. And hopefully this makes it easier to build up. I don't necessarily think that the giant stone platform will make it easier to build up, but I think being able to attach ceilings and floors to the side of this kind of far down will make it a little bit easier. The only danger I face now that's really bad is if I fall off now, it's getting quite dangerous for me to get back up. So I may have to come up with a stair system off the side or something that is a little bit safer than what I have now. Okay, after 11 hours of building a bridge in Valheim, I must rest. However, this is a badass start to the bridge. All the way out into the ocean, out to about here. Tomorrow I'm going to try and make it to the Mistlands, I guess. We'll see how it goes, but obviously that's not going to be a thing for you guys, but it will be for me. I am at 4 walls tall now, so if I get to the point where walls aren't like working right, or like they can't be tall enough and support the structure, and actually I should maybe start building the railing structure because I need to know how, oh, should I start doing that? I need to know how like big said structure will be. I don't know, we'll see. But like, start building the railing structure. So it's just gonna be very basic like this, but yeah, see how it's like red? That's not good. So if we're gonna build a railing structure, maybe it would be important to figure out how much of that I can support right now, because I may need to go down after the next wall. I may need to bring the top down one, which isn't great for the waves, but I think it would be better to do that than to have no railings on it. Yeah, it's hard to say. That's what this will look like. Yes, all the way down. Do we want to do anything like... I don't hate that, actually. We'll do something like that across it. This will be actually a very walkable bridge. I don't know what the hell I'll ever use it for, but I'm at the point of just, is it possible? Will it look sick? And can I turn it into something? Just like I kind of have been all day. But yeah, we'll see. This is definitely going to bring me a lot of challenges tomorrow, and I expect that this honestly may take me 3 in-game or 3 real-life days to complete. Not in-game days. It's already day 280. But I hope tomorrow to make it out to the blue. So if I spend 12 hours getting from here to here, that may sound absolutely insane, but it gets me pretty close to my goal. So you know what? I'll take it. But I will see you guys tomorrow. Okay. A lot of time spent today. Started back out today. Thank you, water, for messing with my camera. But we're pretty damn close to where I need to be. I am debating, do I continue this all the way out to that edge? I think I'll probably do like 1 or 2 more of these. Past this workbench, probably. But we're almost back to raising the ground back up, which is crazy. That is a much more stable, chill spot to sit, but it is much harder to get up on using the water, so... I may have to make like a system to get up there or something, but wood can attach to that so much better than it can down here. It's getting nighttime, so we'll go back. But I mean, this is a bridge now, kind of. No railings yet, other than the little test one I did last night, which I don't know if it'll necessarily work, but this is the highway to the Ashlands now. And I had a clear point today where I could actually see the entire bridge, and that was crazy looking. It looked so cool. So, and stuff has stopped spawning on it right now because, you know, there's actually stuff on it now. I could probably sit out here at night and hunt things, but dude, I mean, that goes out to about here. So I would say the bridge is about halfway done, but maybe I'm locked into the system of making it now, so maybe it won't be so bad. I have found that the plains, like the big rocks that are mostly above ground, if you break them the same way you break a pillar, by mining out under it, it actually gives you almost the same amount of stone, maybe like 1 stack less. So those rocks are great. I'm not really worried about stone anymore for right now. I may have to go find a new plains before the end of this, but I think I'm going to grab some wood, grab some stone, and we're going to go back to building the actual raise the ground area. And I don't know, I'm not going to say I'm going to make it all the way out of the spikes, but I want to at least make it to that next spike, and then we'll mine through it, maybe we'll get the bridge to it, and then we'll do the part out into the ocean, if it's going to let us go that far. I do acknowledge that the walls are getting quite high, it's going to get quite hard to keep this going, but it's possible, so we're going to keep trying until I really don't think that it's possible and or worth it. I'm down to some pretty terrible food, but nothing's out here other than like the occasional bone maw, which I shouldn't be getting hit by, and the occasional vulture, which I also shouldn't really be getting hit by. So unless I go get Groston or something, I'm really not too worried about having other food. This is what we got right now, and move the portal forward with us. This is now our workspace down here, and we will continue raising the ground. But this, yeah, this is crazy. I mean, it's not even that crazy like looking, it's just, it's crazy that this exists, that this is actually possible. Oh, this may be a problem. The ground is no longer reachable. Which sucks for the stone. Like, I can't get it down there at all. So, this is leaving me a few options. So here's the thing. I've been working on this for about 18 hours. And that's fine. That doesn't bother me at all. I could lead this up to an insanely badass castle that, you know, has something to do. I don't know. This is definitely not making it out to the Mistlands. As much as it sucks because I am actually out in the water now and I'm almost to this rock, I don't think this is making it. So my option could be to restart. In which case, I will probably cut most of what I just did out. Not because I don't want you guys to see it, but because it's not important. Well, maybe I won't, though. But then something like this might be possible. Up here. Up here might be possible. Oh, man. Or, like, even, like, up here. But even then, I think it's still really deep ocean. So I could not do that. Or I could try and build this the way that I wanted to build it. And still make it the thing I wanted to make it, but that makes me a little bit sad. I don't necessarily know what I'm gonna do with that. Huh. Just because it's this far out, but like I literally cannot get anything to place. And if I knew that it was gonna be flat from here out, like it was just gonna maintain this difficulty, that would be fine. But if it continues to get harder, I don't know that it's going to be that possible to continue this building. Or the waves. Like, literally any of... It's just the combination of factors that is making this extremely difficult. So I have not made that much progress. Like, I'm still pretty much where I was last night when I got off. And it is now nighttime of the next day, which is kind of killing me a little bit. Just hate to think how long this would take. Huh. Maybe I'll continue it a little further. Maybe I'll keep trying. Maybe I can find another system or something that's working. But I just want to let you guys know I'm very on the edge of like, this might be it. This might be as far as it goes. In which case we could still do cool shit with it. But yeah, it's getting a little far away from where I'd like it to be. It's getting a little difficult to snap the pieces together to get this to build up the way that I would want it. And I don't know if it's worth it as a build for my time or for your guys' time to watch me build something that's not really moving in progress. So I'm going to try for a little bit longer. We'll see what happens, but so far I don't feel super good about it. And also me constantly falling in the water is putting me slightly at risk to boiling, just because, you know, that can happen. Even though my armor stops it from necessarily happening all the time, it's still possible. So we'll see what happens, but for right now, I'm getting close to maybe giving up, maybe taking a break. Maybe I'll, who knows, maybe I'll go start building something else and come back to this later. I'm also not opposed to that, but, you know, I would just have an empty bridge left here, which would kind of suck. So we'll see what happens, but
That's where my mind's at right now. We're also getting to the point where the bridge would maybe have to be lowered if it was to continue, because it's getting too tall. Like, it's getting too far off the ground. But any lower, the bridge might just be underwater most of the time. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I haven't even waited like 5-10 minutes. I think I'm definitely going to do what I want that bridge to connect to. So, let's talk about what this bridge is supposed to be. Even if it only goes out that far, which it really might, or it may get lowered and other stuff may happen to it, and it may not look as good as I want it to, that will serve its purpose for what I want it to be. So, well, the idea I had of, well, I've had like 5 ideas this video. What am I going to name this video or turn this video into? I have no clue. I still want an Ashlands base. A really big, nice one. This would be the most badass entryway to it that I think can exist. If it were to get railings and lead all the way back to the actual Ashlands itself. This would still be the most badass entryway to it that I think could possibly happen. And maybe rather than building what I wanted to down on that end, maybe I can build them on this end, since it's not necessarily done. That side's not done. I'm not giving up on that side necessarily, but if that's as far as it goes, then that may be the case. We'll see. That's a future thing for right now, just because I don't know that I can continue to do that any longer. So what I think we do is we start to go back this way. And I think I can start to build my Ashlands, like city and or base. I've got to figure out what kind of base I want. It could be a city. It could be a city. It could be a giant castle. I'm kind of leaning towards castle, but I got to get a flat enough area for that. But this is going to go to it. This will go all the way out to wherever the castle becomes. So rather than building the other way, we're going to bring everything back. We're going to start going this way. And we're going to take this deep into the Ashlands, probably up into this flat area maybe, or maybe even back further back here, but to some sort of flat area where I can build. Maybe it'll have to curve or 90-degree angle or go along something. But as soon as it makes landfall, the first part of this that's going to actually be a build is I want to try and build some sort of like gate to hell. So some sort of like big gate archway. I might put the inscription from the gate to hell in Dante's Inferno on it. So I don't know if it'll be in English or in another language, but we'll put that above it. And that'll be leading to our actual like Ashlands base. Again, whether it's a city or a castle or something along those lines, I kind of want to like completely encompass a portion of the Ashlands in a base where I can raise Askavens, grow vine berries, have cool shit happening, and make a cool build. Because other than that, I'm going to have to move on to a plains build or a mountains build, and I think I already have the stuff here in the Ashlands, and I've given this one so much time this episode that, you know, I have to kind of like commit to that. But this part of it for right now just has to be done because I just can't anymore. It's taking way too long, and I can't like I'm moving at like 1 or 2 foundations like of space like an hour, which is ridiculous. It's a lot of time, and it's getting harder. The ocean is getting deeper, and I think it probably will reach a point where it's not possible. So we are going to dip. We're going to head back here. Maybe one day we'll make it wood with like shield generators and stuff, but right now, the case is it's staying like this. But this still, like I said, makes a badass entrance for whatever I decide to build off of it. But now I gotta go back to eating good food and stuff because I'm actually gonna have to go back to the Ashlands and start to use this thing. Dude, I forgot how fast I can make progress when I'm not in the ocean getting constantly waterboarded by boiling hot water. I did almost die. I got down to 20 health. That's probably the closest I've gotten all series. It's because of having bad food, which I understand. Now that I'm getting back into the Ashlands, I need to make better food again. But I think part of this base is going to be the farms for those foods. So we'll have to see how that works out. But for right now, I'll show you guys what I have. So it's all the way up to the shore now. Got the spike broken with some lava blobs and some pickaxe work. And I'm actually to the point of like building. If it's going to be a city, it needs to start being a city. If it's going to be a castle, it needs to start being a castle. And while some of you guys might be kind of sad, or maybe it's just me, that this bridge does not go all the way out of the Ashlands, it does really serve a purpose of looking damn near infinite. So I shall keep it. So yeah, we'll expand to here. Maybe I should get some more workbenches. I also have shield generators because I want to build something out of wood, and I feel like the only way to, like, properly do that is to, you know, have a shield generator. Maybe I could have it under a roof to where it's sheltered from it. I could maybe try that, but it's going to hit this and this area. Anything left of this Morgan Den, pretty much this entire forest over here, is going to start to get its spawns blocked and turned into an entire thing. So, I'm kind of... I'm excited to actually build something, but I don't know what I want to build. Like, how would a castle look? I think I'm going to need some shield generators. That's why I made the cores, because there is no reason. I made one, and then it double crafted, so I have two. Need to bring the iron and stuff over, but, like, I don't know what I want to actually build when it comes to the actual building. Like, what am I going to make? I'm trying to think. First of all, I think I should probably get stone and raise up the area around this so that I can be safer. So maybe I'll do that. Maybe we'll get some stone. We'll raise up, like, from that pillar across out to the lava field, back that way, and then block off, like, along the Morgan Den and along that tree. And maybe we'll have that blocked off as our castle. Honestly, would be down to incorporate the Morgan Den. I'll probably raise up the center of ground wherever I want the middle of the castle to be. It will kind of be a tower almost. And then the tower can be... I'm trying to think. The tower of it can be like... I don't know. That could just be like the center point of the entire base. And then from there we can work on more of it. It's going to be a whole process. I'll bring you guys back for different parts of it. I'll probably show different parts of it even if I'm not talking, or maybe voiceover parts of it, like I have a little bit for this video, because sometimes I don't necessarily know what's going on, but after the video, I have a perfect idea what's going on because I already know what happened. It's a little easier for me to narrate it. So, whichever one of those happens, probably get some lava blobs over there to help me blow those trees down, get it turned into wood. Get probably 10 iron and 10 copper down here from, I'll run it down from another stone portal. And, oh, actually, wait, I can make a stone portal down here because I have this. And we'll get this set up as like a safe area. And then I can start to maybe plan the build because, yeah. But it's all going to be snapped to this. This right here as it makes landfall is going to become the gates to hell, which is the first part of the build. And this is going to start to look really insane. And while I don't want the whole thing under shield generators, I feel like certain parts of it that are going to have wood on it probably should be. But the rest of it I kind of want built out of Groston. So it's going to look absolutely nuts. But again, this is also where I want to have Aspens, vine berries, maybe some fiddleheads if I can keep some of areas like that, or some growth areas. And everything that I need from the Ashlands will have a actual safe area to get it from. That way I can keep myself alive for the rest of the playthrough a lot easier with the different foods and stuff that come from here. Because soon, we're going to be back out of the Ashlands building a plains and mountains base, and having unlimited food while doing that would be really, really nice. Alright, stuff absolutely littering the base. I have a plan for the storage of where all this stuff is going to go. But the floor for the castle is actually done. It's connected to the bridge. All of it's flattened out. The edges are raised up. It's looking really, really good. And I've spent a lot of time on it, but stuff's been going a lot faster than it was with building the bridge, and it just reminded me how quick you can build. So, this is what we have right now. It's nothing insane. There's still a lot of stuff spawning, but I've been able to block most of it. And honestly, I don't want to block all of it. There is a diverger settlement that I've been getting all the Groston from up there, which it's almost gone now, but every time that lava blobs spawn, I take them up there with me, and they help, so I'm honestly not that mad about this area having this stuff. And while there is still a couple of foundations that need to be made to be squared off, how big is this place is what I want to see. So let's take like the middle cross section so I know. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Great. So 13 we need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then this will be the center of it. And then how deep is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool, so this is right on the middle of where it has to be. Holy shit. So, this is actually... We're gonna pick this chest up. Put all of this stuff inside of it. All of this ash wood from this area. Which I will need for arrows and decorations at some point. Pick this up, and then this is our middle section. What's gonna happen now is I'm gonna raise this up as high as it can go. For the purpose of this will be where the central tower will be on the actual main part of the base. There actually may be some other raised up portions to give like pillars of stability to this, just because Groston does not hold that well. So it's like, it's gonna be difficult to get a tall, crazy base coming out of this. If anything, a lot of this will actually probably have flat ceilings as roofs. But yeah, we'll see. I've kind of, I don't know, I've done a lot of Groston building before, and the roofs just don't ever really make sense, like, at all. They're very, like, I don't know, the corners don't make sense, the roofs are really hard to put up and support, but we're going to try and find a way to get this to actually be a castle. Now, if it has to have a generator, what I'm thinking is, I'm wondering if when I made the infinite, like, fire things for this episode, like the infinite fire fuel, if that is the same thing for a shield generator. Now, if it's not, we could do some sort of, like, farm for bones or charred bones or something to do it with. I have plenty of charred bones. I'd be fine with running the generator. It just doesn't fit. Having something that needs attention like that doesn't fit well into a world where I'm going to be doing all sorts of builds and stuff rather than a main base. And then the walls will be built up. They have like a, you know, an area between them, between this and the edge of the base. One for vine berries, but two because they're going to need it. Because, you know, you see all the prostate powder and sulfur around. There's been a lot of lava blobs trying to blow this place up so far. But finally, I feel like I'm making progress, and the infinity of the bridge coming to it actually just, it looks good enough. Like, it doesn't bother me that much how short it is. And if I do need to bring a boat back here, like, I think it would be easier to run than bring the boat back. I mean, it'd obviously be easier to teleport, but, like, I could run a cart down this if I had to. And that would be, like, I could literally park the boat right out here on the edge of the Ashlands and run back. It's not super quick, but it'd be fairly safe and fairly easy. And while there's not like railings or anything on it yet, it's on its way. And then yeah, we had the magic bone maw spawning, which hasn't happened as much since I've moved the portal, but I feel like if I went out there, another one would probably spawn. So that's kind of a sick thing that we have access to. Yeah, it's actually coming along. Dude, this looks just insane. Okay, I don't necessarily think I'm building anything like really creative or anything, but that is how high, that is our limit of height for building right now, is up there on top of that stone pillar. So I can kind of plan around that. However, Groston is, I do have plenty, but it's going to become a thing very quickly that I don't have enough. I think what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to bring a couple more stone cutters over here to make this easier. But like, I do have some Groston up on this hill, but it's running out very quickly, and this is starting to become a lot more of a thing. Like, I'm starting to use a lot more of it because I'm no longer just messing with the floors. I'm messing with the actual walls and stuff for Groston. It's like the opposite of stone. The actual walls and stuff are so expensive. I don't want that. So this is all just stuff from things getting demolished up here. I cannot carry that. There we go. But yeah, like, I want to simulate the arches and stuff that are on some of these. Like, the Groston stuff gives you a lot of building pieces. I still don't at all understand how the corners of this are supposed to work. But what I think is going to happen is this may actually be somewhat replaced with, like, 4 pillars going up from where it actually... So the ground is right here. So I think from right here, we're actually going to change to pillars. So we're going to do, like... I think of how this would go. Something along... I want to do it, like, on the inside edge of this. Holy shit. How can I snap this? I don't know. I'll figure it out. I want to do something along the inside edge where I can build up, like, a big towering, like, bell tower kind of thing in the middle. We'll put a bell up there, which I don't actually have the stuff for, but I can work on. Let's just start with these and we'll figure it out. But the enclosed tower was not... Well, the enclosed tower was not the vibe. It did give me, like... I can build pretty damn high, and I know that now, so... I will keep that in mind. That is the height that we can build, just so you guys know. I don't know if any of these, are better than others for pillar-wise, like which ones are most supportive. So I'm just gonna go with the small ones for now, and hope that that works. The other thing that I'm confused about, I really thought there was upside-down arches in this, but there does not seem to be. So, all right, we'll build this up as high as I can get it to go. We'll build some sort of decorations on it, and then I'm going to start moving on to building the actual structure. There may be 2 smaller variants of this, which would be 3 bells, which I know enough places to go get bells from. It's just expensive to make. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter that much, but it would be fairly expensive to get that many bells. But yeah, this is kind of what we're looking at right now, is something along these lines. And where I put it, I have no clue. Or like what goes on with this, I have no clue yet, but maybe we'll do something insane with. I'll try and keep this as well designed as I possibly can. I'm trying to do, I just want you guys to know personally, I am trying to do my best to not make this like blocky and like just, you know, flat stone walls. I want this to look as nice as I possibly can get it to, but I'm also not that great at building, so we will see where my abilities leave me. Okay, I feel like this is a much better start than what we had previously, to kind of like an Ashen church kind of look. So now I get to start actually building the stuff that goes with it. Some of it is going to be floors like that. Cool. I'll actually build up the bottom of them probably with stone walls like around the edges. At least on the water side of it, just to kind of give it like a pier look. And then this entire platform is probably going to be... I'm trying to think, do I scoot it in one? Do I scoot the wall in one from the platform? Or do I think I do. So I think right here... Hey, can you not, please? Dude, these things shoot the volley of arrows and it's so bad. Okay. I think we say... Right here can clearly be the gate that I will build. And then I feel like I give myself a gap. So maybe like this. And I can have like outside railings and stuff that kind of match with the bridge. And also like ways to get to areas that don't yet exist or something along those lines. So what would actually have to happen is this is... actually that would be fine. Just like this. Perfect. So this will be that. We'll do this around the back edge. This will be the structure. We'll worry about ash vines and stuff like that here soon. I may put some glass and stuff in some of these towers. I've seen some people do that on similar things. But the idea is to build up, like, I don't think how to explain this. Pretty much 3 like archway kind of ceilings that match these being in the middle of each of them. And then obviously this middle one will be a little bit taller than the other 2. And I'll make like a 3-way like cathedral kind of thing. And then, yeah, maybe I'll raise this ground up and build it into like a courtyard. But for for the gates of hell, and move the actual gate back before I build it. But for right now, this is the plan. And I actually do think this looks really good. It's not super complex yet, but I have all of the Grosslin and shit in the world to do so and make it complex. So now we gotta actually start adding to the inside of this. And once it's actually complete, if I can get it completely enclosed in Grosslin, I can put wooden stuff down inside of it and not worry too much because it will be in shelter and that stuff doesn't really catch on fire, so. It is actually possible to make this a safe building to build actually nice things inside of. The outside's just gonna be a little bit like gothic, a little bit like, you know, dark, kind of sad outside, but that's gonna make way for a beautiful inside, and I can still make it look kind of decorative with that kind of stuff. I mean, already from far away that looks pretty awesome. I'm pretty okay with that, actually. I just need to turn it into something now. Alright, a good amount of building done. I'm about to go take a break for a little bit IRL before I come back and finish this build, finish the structure of it, figure out what I'm going to do with the rest of the walls, and I'll show you guys that as I go back over here. Pretty much the ceiling is done like 2/3 of the way. I've had one Morgan roll through the fucking wall just right into the base. And I've also had a lava blob explode in the base. So I'm not, too happy about those two things, but I have used probably the best blocking. I may make a video about this. I wanted to when I made the reverse series, never did. In the Ashlands, people try and block spawns all the time. It's a decently sized thing. There's great spawn blockers and shit. The best one by far is campfires. And so that side has completely stopped spawning stuff. I just need to do it on the other backside. And then there will be nothing spawning over here. It's really good for the Ashlands because the stone stays there. Like, doesn't break. Like, you can place workbenches, but then they burn. Those don't burn. And, like, those don't burn. It doesn't matter if they do catch on fire, it just burns the wood out of them and then they stop burning. But the stones stay there, but you also need no workbenches to place them. They're fairly cheap. They're really good for that. Anyways, this is what I have going right now for the roof. I'm kind of sad because a lot of this middle pillar is taken up by this, but it does need to be by far the tallest piece. I hear another lava blob. God dang it, dude. Yup. 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 It's happened so many times at this point, I'm just used to it. Yes, I could raise the wall up around the edge a little bit better, but... Oh my god. Game just said it was done with my shit. Also, I'm almost out of food, which is... really not that cool for the time being. Dude, the game said fuck my shit, though. If I had better food, I'd jump on top of the bone maw. Dude. Oh my god. Oh, I should be able to fight the bone maw. It's stuck right now. There we go. Actually kind of good because I needed the meat. Anyways, that's the first amount of, like, crazy bullshit that's happened in a minute, actually. Throw this down and get out for a second. But yeah, that's the type of stuff that's just been happening as I've been running around. But the base is almost done. Let's get a good, like... I mean, like, from the bridge, I really don't hate this so far. I feel like if I really finish the picture of this, like... It's not as tall as I wanted it to be, but that's okay. If I really finish the picture of this and, like, put windows up here and, like, maybe some glass... And then on the far side, maybe I raise that up and turn it into, like, castle walls around the edge. I feel like I can actually make a really, really good base here. This entryway is super sick. I did realize part of it is broken, which I gotta fix. That's from shit blowing up. Go. That's for that. But yeah, this is what we got going. So I'm gonna like I said, I'm gonna finish this inside part real quick. I'm gonna go take a break. And then I'm going to come back and spend probably 5 or 6 more hours doing the inside of this. Doing the outside, doing the gateway to hell like I wanted. But this is, like, super sick so far. I just need, if this last corner roof will stay up, it opens up a lot more for me. What I'm wondering what I want to do is with these walls right here. Because I could just make them walls, but I could make them really cool things. With, like, flame metal gates or something. So what I get to do with this depends on how well those ceilings are going to stay up on both sides. But I feel like as long as I don't make those plain, the goal of trying not to make this a super plain base kind of does get fixed. Like, I kind of don't... it won't be a super plain base as long as I can make good walls on these corners and faces of these roofs. If that happens, then all we got is interior decoration. Oh, those are not... Oh, that's not the right spot. Then all we have is interior decoration, which is going to be not nearly as deadly and hopefully not nearly as difficult and not nearly as grindy. I don't know how... This base is actually... I think I want to make it fairly functional as a whole base. It's going to be a lot of storage. Some stone portals to the other Ashlands. This is going to be like the Ashlands hub. So all the portals to the Ashlands are going to get moved over here. The other stone portal will be in here. There'll probably be a third stone portal in here. All of the portals that go around to all of the, like, what is it? The flaming sword locations. Those are all going to be in here. stuff for Ashland storage. We'll do the vine berries on the outside and maybe an aspen pen on the inside. We'll do a whole bunch of crazy shit, but this is definitely going to have enough room to do a decent base. But I can also make it functional. It doesn't just have to be decoration. All of these bases can actually be functional, and this one's just going to hold pretty much all of the Ashlands function, which for late game, where I'm at right now, is probably going to be most of the crafting function for what we're doing. Yes, the main structure is complete. There is a bone maw out here and a magma blob I gotta go deal with. Need to go grab my last little bit of Groston that I have harvested. Let's go take care of this guy real quick. I think I am probably gonna try and build a ballista on the edges of this bridge to shoot these down, because these are rough. Oh, please don't. Okay. This has actually been kind of bad though. These guys have been fucking up this bridge a little bit. I mean, the bridge is all independently supported, so if it gets broken down, I can just repair parts of it, but they've all been spawning right here on this edge, so I feel like I gotta do something about it. But probably a ballista would be the way to solve it. Anyways, this is the beautiful entryway. I honestly might do an entry like this on all of them, but I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. That's definitely going to get something up in the top. I just really wish there was upside down archways, because I would like to make like a circular kind of thing. I know what I'd like to make. I just don't think I can. But I'll probably make something glass up there on both sides. But I think this on both sides of at least the small ones would be cool. And then maybe just like a single big arch in the middle of this one. I do want to have it open. I just worry about stuff being able to get in. However, dude, I mean, this is a pretty cool structure. Let me pop on a feather cape and I can actually like jump up and look at it. Jump up here. Maybe. Oh god, I've been on these pillars so much, I should be able to jump up them better than this. There we go. Like, this isn't the worst base ever. It still could definitely use some detail. It's got a very gray outside edge, but that's not bad. And I do really like the pillars in the middle. I wish the top one was a little more exposed, but that's okay. And the inside has plenty of room for everything else that I want to do. So, like, actually building a base in here is going to be super easy. There's plenty of room. By far, probably the best Groston base I've built. I will probably do some archways and stuff in here to make it look better. And then block some spawns around the edge, build up some farms, and build up some vineberry farms, and that will probably be it for this place. So, let's go take a look at how I've been getting Groston. So, I don't know what it is specifically, because I've never had to get, like, a stupid amount of Groston. There was like one point during the hardcore series where I got a lot, but enough for the bridge and stuff is a lot. And what I found, for some reason, like the big structures do well. Like they provide plenty of Groston, but if you're gonna build something like stupidly large, for some reason the diverger structures drop a significant amount more. Like, because they're not that, like, if you look at the giant church buildings with vineberries and then the diverger structures, you would probably think that the giant church structures have more Groston, but it really doesn't feel like it. I feel like these ones just drop damn near infinite, and this whole thing isn't even crumbled yet. And you just get lava blobs to break them. But, like, even this one, yeah, there's 50 more here, there's some stone, 16. And this is after I built all of the walls and everything for that. This is still what's left over here, and then once this is over, there's another one down here that I can go to get more Groston, and there's some everywhere, so, like, that is just where I've been pulling all of them from. So now I gotta go get, I think I have a bunch of crystal from when I was in the mountains. I gotta go get some crystal. I may smelt up some iron and copper for some, like, diverger gates and stuff. And I may even go, I really thought about doing flame metal gates. I just think I'm gonna have open doors. I just like the grates, like the, these. I want like some of these, I feel like, but I'd have to bring a forge and stuff over there. Luckily I have the stone portal now, so it doesn't really matter. We may add some black marble pieces to it, something along those lines. Oh, do the black marble pieces have a... Ooh. They have a bottom... They have a bottom way of the arch? No, not really. They do kind of have some weird... I might be able to do something with these where I could make something, but they'd have to be like set in the wall with the Groston, and I have to make sure that they stand up. But I might be able to do something with these that would look cool. I don't know exactly what it would be. I might be able to do that. Okay, well, maybe we'll figure out something like that. However, the base structure of it is done. I have a little bit of extra Groston. It's becoming nighttime, so I gotta head back. Or I gotta sleep real quick before I head back. And soon we're gonna start picking up all of this powder, bone maw teeth, vulture eggs. We'll have a storage area over there. And while not all of this over here will be gone, a lot of it will. And we'll take some of the portals with us, which will make the middle of our base a little bit like more open again. Okay, I've just added tiny detail, but I feel like it makes a big difference to the ginormous flat plane that was the side of the wall. The back wall will still probably be fairly big, because we may do some stuff in here. There may be some things. I don't know if they'll necessarily go in here, but I will have some stuff in here. But that back wall will probably stay big like that. But now we have giant gates on all of them. I'm kind of scared because I know there's a bone maw out here. There we go. I think I want to put a blue light like that in the top of the rest of them. And I think this looks good. I'm going to expand this out and do, like, probably just flatten it out into, like, a courtyard. Raise up the back walls and maybe add 2, like, towers on the corners. And then we'll do the inside. Now I got to figure out what the inside's going to be. So, here's the thing. One, I don't even know if I want vine bears on the outside because this just looks sick like this. But I also think that as far as Ashlands go, I actually really want to do an entire big farm area. And I feel like the best place to do that would probably be the plains. Just because... Oh my god, get off the wall. You motherfucker. Just because... The plains is like... Oh my god. Sorry. The plains is the best area to farm. You can grow the most stuff there. So if we can get like a plains mistlands area, we can literally grow everything in that. But... Okay, so say we don't need... Oh my god, there's so much shit! We need more spawn blockers. We're gonna get more spawn blockers. Maybe I should pop bone mass and deal with these guys real quick, but we're gonna go get more spawn blockers here in a second. Anyways, the goal would be to do the entire farm there, so now I gotta figure out what's gonna go here, because I'm not gonna say that nothing should go here, but there's not a whole lot of stuff I'm, like, super in need of that would go here. I mean, obviously, I've finished the game, so, like, what I'm in need of is a fairly small amount of stuff. There's not a ton of things that I, like, oh, I need to get done. So I need to figure out, like, what's gonna go here, what's gonna decorate here. But we'll see. I gotta figure out something along those lines. I'll figure it out before I bring you guys back next. However, this is the main structure of it. I think it looks pretty sick. I'm pretty happy with it. Now we just gotta block spawns and kind of fortify it into an actual Ashlands base. And when it comes time for Deep North to be, like, you know, a thing, when Deep North is, like, actually out and stuff, as far as, like, an area to get a good start, this Ashlands base is sick. And again, I will put some hubs and stuff in here, but I think... I mean, we'll decorate the outside as the gates of hell. It's already kind of like church-esque, like fallen church-esque. But I don't know. I'll have to find something for it. Find something to go in here. I was gonna do so. We are gonna do a. We'll do a farm base, which is probably gonna be the Plains Towers one. I'm gonna do a portal hub base, which is probably going to be the mountain one. The main base is the village, and then here I gotta find something to do with it. So. Maybe we'll purely have display and, like... Maybe we'll have some display and some, like... Oh, maybe we'll have... I know what I'm going to have here. I'm going to get some stuff set up. Guys, I may have made something I didn't even know I made. Infinite fishing. How much do these give? 3... Probably... Damn, 6? Okay. I may have made infinite fishing without bait. 1 second. Also, I'm out of major healing potions, which is actually a problem. I've got medium healing potions for now, but I'm waiting for more majors to make. The comfort room over at the new base is done, but I'm pretty much out of food. So I'm gonna wait for these to cook up real quick. Take you guys over there and show you, but for some reason, I mean, I'm not actually that surprised, but fish are jumping up onto the bridge. And that means I pretty much have an infinite amount of fish. So I want to see if that's actually a usable method. Because hear me out, if that was something you did early game, it honestly might not be a bad idea to get a whole bunch of free food really early on into a playthrough. So, yeah, let's go back there and check. I already picked up what was that, 3 of them? 2 or 3 of them? Maybe I already had one of those. But I saw a bunch more on the bridge, so I want to go look at this. Also, this is what the comfort room looks like. Like, this is actually pretty cozy. This is room for a hot tub. I'm going to throw some food and stuff on this table. Maybe hang a banner up over... that's not a bad spot. Hang, like, a banner up here or something. Then there we go. But let's go look at this bridge. It's already really good for vultures. Like, it's a pretty fair way to farm vulture meat and stuff, but you can't infinitely farm it, you know? It's a fair way to farm bone maw meat, but again, it's not necessarily like an infinite way to farm bone maw meat, but... this is a little insane. It's kind of funny because I didn't actually really see this happen. Okay, is there only those 3? So, was there 5 on the bridge? I guess I've not really seen that happen yet. I feel like I just would have seen it more while I was actually building this, but maybe it only happens back there on the shore. So maybe you could build a fairly, like, a fairly extended out, like, pathway and just catch fish on it. But, yeah, for now, that's not, I mean, yeah, I'm surprised that that's actually the only amount that I saw. This is crazy, though. I mean, this is how we built this episode. I'm still got a little bit more to finish up for this base. Actually, there's rings. I don't even know. But just running back on this is absolutely insane. Knowing that my minimap can't even see the mainland is crazy. And while I may not have gotten the entire bridge done or, you know, made how I wanted it to, it's pretty badass. I'll definitely take it. Holy crap, dude. That is a crazy looking entrance to the Ashlands. I feel like what I wanted to build does get encompassed by this. I can't even be that mad about it. Like, look at that. Oh, the little blue light is so sick. I was gonna put more, but I honestly don't think I need to. I think the one just looks kind of eerie and terrifying. The Bone Maw Trophy is probably gonna go somewhere else. But, yeah, I have some ideas. But this is a good start. I do still need to raise up this area and do a little bit more with this. But we're starting to build the inside out now. We have a fish trap that's just catching fish. And that wall has been raised up a little bit, so I'm getting really close to the end of this. I think we'll build this section out, finish decorating the inside. Maybe we'll build a little courtyard out here, or like a statue out here or something. And then this will be our gate to hell that we have. A couple like really crazy ideas. I just don't know how many of them I'm going to be able to actually do. I gotta remember I gotta build all of this out of Groston and stone, so it does get a little hard to build things. But I feel like this is actually starting to look like a base. And like I said, when it comes to like Deep North coming along and like further updates coming along, this is going to be such a good world to continue them from if I have all these resources and bases around the different areas of the map. So we got a few things to finish up with the comfort room. I think we'll get a cooking area and like maybe a crafting area. So I don't think we're going to do a crafting area. I think crafting is going to be in the village for now. But honestly, same with the cooking. But we'll do some storage stuff in here. We'll leave some empty space for what could possibly go in the future, because if we do ever have like Deep North crafting stations or something like that that we'll need, it can go, you know, we'll have room for it in here, because this would be the base that it would go at. But very soon, I'm going to start, well, actually I'm going to start rippling down the scaffolding, and after I get the comfort room finished and maybe that like dock area raised up out there, I'll bring you guys back. We'll do a last little tour of the base, and it doesn't have to be done right now. We can always add to it whenever we get done, or whenever we get, you know, further into it. But I think this is a great start to it, and after I get back, I will explain to you guys where we're going next episode, because there is an idea that this connects to that is going to happen, but it's going to have to wait until the end because it's going to, like I said, it's going to be explained next episode for us. All right, much has happened. Maybe not from your guys' perspective, but from mine. So this entire base has been cleaned out. Not like cleaned out as far as like it's not usable anymore. This is still our main base, but all of the stuff that was on the ground has pretty much been put away, moved to the new base, or like organized in some way. And a lot of that has also been portals. So the base actually looks pretty nice now. I got to find a better spot for this big stone portal, but it's all doing just fine. So let's pop through here. I was just attempting to build. I don't know how I want to do it. I'm going to explain the concept before I try and do it. I had one attempt at it and it wasn't that great. So yeah, all the portals are here now. We got our comfort room. This is kind of our Ashlands like hub, and whatever stuff I decide to add to it is fine. What I'm trying to build is some sort of statue out here. So I tried to build like a fallen Valkyrie statue, which it didn't look terrible, but it didn't look great. And it just wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't standing the right way. So I think I'm going to try and do some sort of, I think I want to do like a serpent wrapped around a pillar. I was actually originally going to do it on this pillar, but I think it's not going to quite work like that. And then put the bone maw trophy on the head of it so I can make like a bone maw wrapped around a pillar. But I got to figure out how to like, I don't know. I got to figure out how that's going to like look or fit or any of that. So that's the last thing I'm going to attempt to build. I may mess some more with it next time. I may completely ignore it next time and move on to building something better. But the reason of what I was just talking about previously was of why different things are going to get built. Pretty sure I want to build the also the other idea that I had for here that's not going here anymore. I want to build a hub that is a showcase of what has been accomplished. So I'll get another one of each of Hilda's chests, put them there. I'll get one of every trophy and put them there. I will probably put the flaming sword up there, even though I kind of like using it. We'll get one of each boss trophy again, which is going to be kind of complicated. And all of that. We'll do all of that. We'll put all of that up, and I want to do that in the mountains base. And the reason is I want that to be the portal hub. So every time you go to a new area of the map, you see all the accomplishments, you see everything. From there, also, I want to put, there have been so many, I just want to put community members that people who comment a lot, people who support the videos all the time, people who give suggestions, people who have suggested things that I've used in this series, people who have given me helpful information in this series. And while I haven't done that for a long time, purely out of fear of leaving people out, I figure even if I get 99% of people, that one person might be slightly left out, but they can always tell me, I can always add it, and you know, it's better to honor as many of you guys as I can, even if I get a little bit of it wrong. So that is a goal which is not going to be pursued today, but is going to be pursued very soon. And something, yeah, like I said, something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. Now I just got to figure out how a serpent would work. Or like a totem or something. I want to figure out how something of this variety would work. Just outside of here before you come in. But once that's done, I will consider this done for the day. May come back and work on it at some point. May not. I'm sure I will, but it probably won't be anytime super soon. But I think we're building up a great thing. So I'm going to take one attempt at building, or a couple attempts at building something here. I don't know what it's going to be yet. But some sort of Ashlands related thing. And then I will hand it back to you guys. We'll end the episode off. Kind of go over everything that happened today. It's been a long kind of, I'm not going to say dragging, but there's been a lot of plan changes and different things that have happened. However, this is a great place to end it. So I feel pretty good about where we're at. I just want to get something really unique outside of this place. So perhaps my building ability is not yet at statues. I can accept that. I tried to make a little snake. I think the black marble is probably best suited elsewhere. But you know what? I'll take it as a solid try. This can be the build for now. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm amazed that this goes as far as it does. I'm amazed that this looks as good as it does. Again, it's nothing crazy, but for me, I'm trying to get better at building, so this is like, that's a significant difference. So we'll probably add a tiny bit more to it next episode. Maybe once I get a little bit better at building, we'll come back and add some cooler stuff to it, some details and all that. But I do want to leave some area open for whatever comes in the deep north and whatever else I want to add here. Next time we're probably going to be turning a giant mountain into a castle or doing something along those lines, and if we do that, that may mean beating all of the other bosses and getting all of the trophies in future episodes. As I mentioned at the beginning, I am currently trying to make it to 10,000 subscribers, and if you guys could help me get there, that would mean a lot to me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please let me know if you have any ideas, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.